Yeah, so I've started, I've been in IT 20 years now. Just started, as we all do, as a junior technician, worked my way through over the years up to management. In 2011, myself and one of my friends set up an IT company in our town, predominantly doing IT support and services. Then over the next 8 years, we were getting bigger and bigger and more popular, and we got contacted by a large local communications company who were interested in the work that we were doing, and also the possibility of integrating comms in and IT. So long story short, after a couple of months of discussions, we sold our business to them with the view that we would then go in, and the communications company would then become an IT and communications company. So my role then became more involved in, because this communications company is quite large, it's 1,200 odd customers, with no real kind of internal IT structure, or they were outsourcing, but the company they were outsourcing, I won't mention any names obviously, they weren't fantastic. So that's when I sort of started speaking to them about, well, I was interested in cybersecurity. I never had the chance when I was running Solvix. I was doing invoicing, I was doing quoting, I was doing the work, and then they agreed to put me through that, and from that it's just been evolving ever since. Well, as I say, predominantly I'd always been doing IT support, MSP style roles, and then obviously day-to-day management, that kind of stuff. But it's one of those corny things a lot of IT guys say. I used to always like coding and playing with electronic tools when I was younger, rather than out in the street playing football or playing on a PlayStation. I've always been interested in the coding side of things, and I didn't get a chance to do much of it when I was doing Solvix. I was just generally doing more day-to-day stuff. So long story short, once I got into this communications company, it gave me a chance to actually start looking into the fields. The EC Council, obviously they're great. The website's great, and at the time there's so much information available about all the courses. So I was having a look through all the courses, and just the base CH course, I think it was version 10 10 that I done, stood out. So I asked the company to put me through it. They put me through it, passed it, and now everything I do is pretty much on a daily basis is cybersecurity driven. So. Oh, massively. With the changeover from doing the duties I was doing into starting to do, miniature. Obviously, not at the moment. I'm not a licensed certified penetration tester, which I'm working on at the moment. But I can still do base investigations on companies, give them basic advice. We've actually started doing I think 3 times a year we're doing a cybersecurity event where we get about 30 or 40 attendees come along, and I'm actually there doing a lot. So we've got our guys presenting about cybersecurity, what we can do to help, but then they have me sat there in the mystical anonymous mask. And I'm doing some live hacks. It's not live, it's all stuff from Metasploitable, but I've made it look like our company's website, I've made it look like our company's structure, and I'm demonstrating live to people exactly what a hacker can do, how he can get into a system, how he can get emails. So the benefits are massive, because the company, our company, is getting so much interest now in cybersecurity and staying safe, and because obviously, unfortunately, this unfortunate war. Cybersecurity obviously been a big thing in the news as well. So a lot of companies are coming to us, and again, it's just going to keep on pushing my career, because they're just going to keep putting me on the additional courses with the EC Council. So yeah, it's benefited me no end. I am very, very glad that I've done it. So. Well, the cybersecurity was never really a thing in the industry that I'm now in the company that I'm now in. Again, that was one of my main roles, and another thing that we do is we do a lot of internal testing, obviously with the Microsoft, some of the Microsoft tools where we send out fake emails. We're trying to catch people, not catch them out, but we're trying to see who's clicking on fraudulent emails. We also I write a quarterly newsletter, a double-sided PDF, just with basic what's going on in the hacking world, what's going on in the security world, what's going on in the cyber world. A couple of puzzles go on there, and they've actually now started rebranding those and selling them to our customers. So our customers are now coming to us for more training with myself, or more training materials on cybersecurity. So it's well recognised. We keep everybody in our business on their toes, and we always strive to anybody. You've always got to have some kind of recognition within the company for cybersecurity, because it changes on an hourly basis. So everyone has to be made aware. I mean, at the moment, it's certainly benefited me. Yes, not directly because of the way that the whole package is coming together, with the company putting me through the training, and obviously the training has got a cost associated to it. But these are great qualifications for my CV. I've also started. It's a hobby of mine now. I'm a single bloke, so I sit at home at night, and I'm doing things like hackthebox.eu, working through those, working through the Try Hack Me stuff, preparing for my OSCP. I've done a lot of the battle royale grounds, hacking royale grounds. So it's certainly given me something that I enjoy to do, and at the same time, it's just extra notches on the CV, and because of the way that the cybersecurity world is going, I think every cybersecurity notch you've got is a very, very strong tool on your CV nowadays. Impacted me. It's certainly given me more drive, because when the merger of the two companies was first done, not that it didn't go smoothly. It was all a big change from being a director of my company to being an employee, sort of being told what to do at the start. Even though I'm at senior level, obviously you've still got someone above you. You're not the director anymore. But being focused on a CH really, it's really inspired me and helped me, because I love doing it. I love being able to see that I can help people online. I'm not going to start mentioning things about obviously things you can do to help online, certain fields and stuff. Again, it's just inspired me to get involved with things like DEF CON, with things like these Hack the Box tournaments, with John Hammond, Network Chuck, all these guys, and trying to sort of get into meetings with them. So it has inspired me a lot. I think if I hadn't done it, I would always be in IT. Don't get me wrong, because IT is my bread and butter. I've done it for 20 years. But I don't think if I hadn't done that CEH at my company, I probably wouldn't be at that company. I'd have probably gone for another job somewhere else. So yeah, it's been very, very good for me, and I'm really looking forward to getting the CPEN done as well. So. Yes, certainly. I mean, just from simple little things like speaking to your parents, your grandparents, your friends are always texting you, is this a real email or is this a real text? Or I've just had a phone call from the tax office, and I've had this phone number call me, from things like that. As I say, we do these 3 or 4 seminars a year now, which, of course, it's predominantly sold on trying to sell our businesses, which is what obviously the seminars aren't free to do, but people are free to come along and watch just for their own benefit as well. So if they want to watch and just listen and learn, we find quite a lot of time when we do these seminars, we get a lot of the staff interested and sort of all stood around the outsides watching them. Our client base, as I say, is extensive, so we do deal with a lot of charities. We've got quite a lot of case studies, or positive case studies on our website from charities, government institutions, nuclear institutions. You know, we deal with some big players, and also healthcare. We do a lot for healthcare, and we always give them the NFP pricing, and we always help with cheaper labour. So yeah, I mean, certainly on a social, charitable, and sort of just a general educational level, it's always been positive. People are always interested to speak to you about it. The favourite part was, unfortunately, it was a story that was told about our instructor who had done one of these Mac-off commands, and he'd basically completely fried the entire training, the training facilities switches. Yeah, he had all his students run these Mac-off high obviously ping commands, and yeah, they actually fried all of their routers. So they took the system down for the entire day. I wasn't actually there. That was the year before I done it, so that was always quite a funny thing to remember. But no, being hands-on, the instructor I had was absolutely fantastic. Can I mention? I don't know if I can mention his name, can I, or not? I'm not sure it's allowed. But the instructor was fantastic. The facilities where I'd done the training were brilliant. The computers we had by me, I mean, they were hypercomputers. Each of us had, you know, 8 core 32 gig VM machines. We had a very, very slight problem at the start with our literature, just got delayed, but that wasn't anybody's fault other than logistics. And just getting there, it is hard. You're starting at 8 in the morning. I mean, we all got there at 4 on a Sunday afternoon, just expecting to maybe just have a beer in the bar or just chill out and have a look around. But no, we were in the classroom at 6 o'clock on that Sunday. We were back in that classroom 8 o'clock Monday morning. We didn't leave that classroom apart from breaks and lunch until 10 at evening, and that was the same every day. But you know, it was all hands-on, so the days just flew by so quickly. The instructors were great. Everyone on the course obviously were there to learn. There were a couple of police officers there with me on the course that I'd done. A couple of new guys, a couple of like directors of IT departments and stuff. So got to meet some really good people. But yeah, it's a great way of doing it. I'm all for a fan of these. They're not speed courses, because obviously you know. But the thing is, you're going away and you're learning and you're putting into action, like I say, with the hack the boxes and the try hack me's and all the other ones there are out there, all the capture the flags. You know, you're constantly remembering stuff. You're constantly remembering. You know, when you start hacking these boxes, these training boxes, and you actually get through it without having to look at any notes or hints or tips, and you do it, and you're like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So you get a good sense of achievement as well. Yeah, I mean, certainly you guys have changed the way that my life. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to try and be big-headed or whatever. I've got a 20-year IT CV, I've got many management roles, that kind of stuff. So I would have always been able to do something without getting the qualification. But doing the qualification and meeting you guys and that kind of stuff, it's put me on a career path which leads me into so many different forensics. You know, there's so many different things that I can do. I can always be in IT, but I can always change the way that I want to do it, rather than being stuck behind a desk all day changing passwords or, you know, resetting scanner SMB paths. So yeah, I would just like to say thank you to DC Council, and I really am looking forward to working with you guys and getting up as high as I can with you guys, really. I mean, I'm 40 now, so I'm going to have to still got a few years left of me, but the old brain will start to fade a little bit soon, I think. So I just need to need to keep it active. But no, thank you seriously. Everything, it's been a pleasure from start to finish with the EC Council.